Hello and welcome to 7 Wonders of the World Part 2. Before I start this video, I wanted to make a distinction here. The New7Wonders Foundation compiled a list of 200 existing monuments to be known as the New 7 Wonders. On January 1st, 2006, the shortened list of 21 was released for public voting. On July 7th, 2007, or 7707, the following list was unveiled as the New 7 Wonders. The Great Wall of China. The first wonder on this list is located in China and was built in 700 BC. The first emperor of the Qin dynasty, Qin Shi Huang, ordered the construction of the Great Wall in order to protect against invaders. The wall was made of stone in mountainous areas and rammed earth into plains. Many other dynasties after the first emperor expanded the wall, but it wasn't until the Ming dynasty that the wall took the form we know today. Instead of rammed earth, stones and almost 4 million bricks were used for the purpose of keeping nomadic tribes like the Mongols at bay. The wall is 13,170 miles long, has over 10,000 watchtowers and beacons, and ranges in height from 15 to 25 feet. What is interesting is that the wall ends at the sea in Shanghai Pass and is known as the Old Dragon Head. At this point, I should touch on the common myth that the wall is visible from the moon. This is untrue, and it is even stated that from the moon, the Great Wall of China would be like looking at a human hair from 2 miles away. Many astronauts have tried to see it from low orbit space, but most proved unsuccessful. It is worth noting, however, that Chinese astronaut Leroy Chiao did capture an image from the International Space Station. Petra. This wonder is found in Mon Governorate, Jordan, and was constructed during 312 BC. Also known as the Rose City due to the color of the stones, it was the capital city of the Nabateans. The site was used for caravan travel, and it consists of 4 locations: the Alcons, or treasury, an amphitheater, the monastery, as well as royal tombs carved into the rock. The structures were hand-chiseled out of the limestone rock and greatly show the people's artistic skill. This area sometimes has flash floods, and while in use, the Nabateans used dams, cisterns, and water conduits to control the waters. Some state that due to this ability to control water, which also meant growing crops, that the population in the city possibly could have been as high as 20,000. In 363 and 551, all residents of Petra left the area due to earthquakes, destroying many of the buildings, as well as weakening the current structures we see today. Colosseum. The wonder built in Rome, Italy was made of concrete and stone. Emperor Vespasian started construction in 72 AD, and it was finally completed by his heir Titus in 80 AD. Emperor Domitian made modifications to the structure later on, and these 3 emperors were known as the Flavian dynasty, hence why the Colosseum was also called the Flavian Amphitheater. This architectural marvel could seat from 50 to 80,000 people, but normally boasted a crowd of around 65,000. Early in its life, it was used for gladiatorial contests, as well as mock sea battles, animal hunts, executions, dramas of mythology, and battle reenactments. It was later used for housing, workshops, religious quarters, and as a Christian shrine. Interestingly, the Colosseum at one point was also a fortress and a quarry. It stands on 6 acres of land and is 615 feet long and 510 feet wide, with the outer walls being 157 feet tall. On a bit of a darker side, this wonder was constructed using 100,000 Jewish slaves captured from the siege of Jerusalem. Much of the walls have fallen due to earthquakes, as well as thieves stealing important metal brackets that held the stones together, since no mortar was used. Chichen Itza. Found in the Yucatan state of Mexico, it is believed that the structures were built in 600 AD. Many may not realize that Chichen Itza is a city and not a specific building name. The name Chichen Itza means at the mouth of the well of the Itza, with the Itza being a Guatemalan people affiliated with the Mayan culture. The area consists of about 6 buildings, such as the Ball Court, the Observatory El Caracol, the Temple of the Descending God, Temple of the Jaguar, Temple of the Warrior, and the most famous structure, the Pyramid of Cuculcán El Castillo. This last building has 365 steps running up each of its 4 sides and is seen to represent how many days there are in a year. While the pyramid is known for being used for human sacrifice, the ball court was used for a more latter purpose. The court is 545 feet from one end to the other, with a set of stone hoops used for a form of almost basketball. The acoustics of the court are set up so well that a whisper can be heard from one end to the other. It was found that many of these buildings were constructed over top existing structures. Even though the area is well preserved, an image taken in 1892 by Theobert Mahler shows it took much restoration to get it back to looking like what it does today. Machu Picchu. The name of this area literally means Old Peak, and it was constructed in Peru in the Cusco region in 1450 AD. Many scholars believe it was originally an estate to the Incan Emperor Pachacuti. In this area there was originally 200 buildings constructed. The Inca left the area only a year after construction was complete due to Spanish conquest, while others believe the people died off due to smallpox, since no records of the Spanish visiting the city has ever been found. This mountain village became lost due to overgrowth and wasn't rediscovered until 1912 by Hiram Bingham III. During an excavation, an ancient Incan ceremonial knife was found made of bismuth bronze, which made it the earliest known artifact containing the alloy. The area was set up with a class system where nobles and poor class all lived in their separate sections. The Intihuatana stone is found in this hilltop city, and its primary use was as a clock, or more so, a calendar. The name of it means to tie up the sun, since many believed that the stone could hold the sun in its place. Taj Mahal. This wonder, located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India, began being constructed in 1632 and didn't finish until 1653. In 1631, Emperor Shah Jahan became grief-stricken when his favorite wife, out of his 3, died during childbirth. A year later, he ordered the construction of the Taj Mahal in her honor. Shah Jahan loved this wife so much that after her death, they were buried side by side inside the Taj Mahal. Actually, there are 2 tombs located inside. In the main chamber there is a false tomb, but down on the lower level, almost looking exactly the same as the false set, is the real resting place of the 2 lovers. As beautiful as this wonder is on the outside, the interior is quite exquisite. Inside you will find plant motifs, reflective tiles, marble latticework, as well as extensive calligraphy on the walls. Rather than using a pen for the calligraphy, the writing was painstakingly created using black marble tiles inlaid in white marble panels. Outside there are lush gardens covering 980 square feet. Also bordering the building is 3 walls made of red sandstone. Lying on the other side of the walls lay the tombs of Shah Jahan's other wives. It is estimated that it cost about $827 million to create this wonder. Christ the Redeemer. The youngest structure on this list is found in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The idea of making this statue was proposed by a priest named Pedro Maria Bosch in the mid-1850s. The statue began being built in 1922 by Paul Landowski, engineer Ettore da Silva Costa, and French engineer Albert Cacot. It stands 98 feet tall and its arms spread 95 feet wide. It is made of concrete and soapstone and stands on the Corcovado mountain overlooking the city of Rio. On February 10, 2008, lightning struck the statue, causing damage to the hand and face. Repairs were made to fix the damage, but on January 17, 2014, it was struck by lightning again. A new lightning rod system was installed in the base and so far has worked successfully. A man by the name of Lee Thompson of the British travel group The Flash Pack made news when he was granted the ability to take a selfie from the top of the statue. Just in case you were curious, the Flash Pack is basically a small group luxury tour company. I mention this since I had to look it up thinking it might be something totally different. The Great Pyramid of Giza. I'm not going into this one very much since it was on the original list and previous 7 Wonders of the World video. What is interesting is that when this list started with 200 other monuments, the Egyptians felt that the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was the last still standing wonder of the original list, shouldn't be classed with other monuments such as the Statue of Liberty and the Sydney Opera House. The New 7 Wonders Foundation decided to add the Great Pyramid of Giza to the list as an honorary position, and this is where it stands. So with that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.